Hello, my beautiful family. Welcome back to our channel. Happy Sunday. I am just so happy you're here. God kind of just placed this on my heart and he's like, what if you talk about what to do in the waiting? Like how to prepare for maybe your future spouse, prepare for that job, prepare for the things that you're praying for. If we're preparing and doing everything we can that's within our control to get ready for what we're praying for and what God will bring us, I think you'll have a better time and not getting so discouraged in the waiting because you'll actually have something to do within the waiting. So that's what we're going to talk about today, to be prepared in the waiting and to be prepared for what's to come. Prepare for your future spouse, whatever it is. But if you're new, hello, my name is Payton. I am so happy you're here. If you'd like to join the family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you never miss an upload. I think this in itself can be a series. So today we're just gonna be talking about what can you do in your singleness in this season, for whether that's waiting for a relationship or waiting to get married or whatever. What can you do in this season to make it very impactful, to make it fun, to find joy in the waiting, to be prepared for what God is gonna bring? So what are some things you can do during your seasons of singleness? First of all, the number one thing on your list, if you want to write things down, is to focus on your relationship with Jesus. When you don't have another relationship besides like friendships and things like that, when you're not in a dating relationship or a marriage, there's a ton of time for you and Jesus. So definitely make sure you're taking advantage of that time you have to pour into your relationship with Jesus. The second thing you can do is volunteer and serve where you feel called to, because as a single person, you are able to just pour out your time in greater ways than if you were in a relationship, because then it's just going to be easier and there's things that we're able to do better because we are single. For example, I served in high school ministry. I was a leader and a minister through that. And it was a lot easier when I was single because I could just put every hour of my day practically into those kids and just spend time with them and everything else. But then when I started dating and had a boyfriend, then obviously that time that I had with the kids, it had to be divided between him and my relationship with him and then these kids. So sometimes you're able to serve a little bit better when you're single. So maybe try to just serve in the ways you've always wanted to before you get into this relationship that God has called you into. Thirdly, try your best to practice exercises in order for you to be content with God, because the reality of it is we are not all called to be married. We are not all called to that's just not in all of our plans. So that's why it's so important to have a good relationship with Jesus and to be content in that, because whether you get a spouse or not, you aren't going to be upset with that plan because you have God and you're content in God and you understand that. And this is a whole nother video. We'll do a whole nother video talking about, well, how do you know if God's gonna call you like not into marriage, and what if you're afraid of that? What if you're afraid that you want a spouse so bad, but what if that's not in God's plan? We'll do a second video about that. Fourthly, I think number 4, what are ways that you can grow yourself? Like, I have started switching my prayers to God, help me prepare to be the best wife that I possibly can be. And that comes from like spiritual growth, obviously having your heart softened, serving others, personal growth, whatever you're going through, like as a person. I've heard that it's only going to magnify in marriage and things like that. So making sure that you're taking care of yourself and really learning checks and balances and really learning what you need to do in order to allow God to heal you and walk through different things that are hurting you and everything right now. Number 5, I really poured into my passions and my God dreams. Whatever dream that God placed on my heart, I just pursued wholeheartedly when I was single, and that really helped me during that waiting, because then it took my mind off of wanting a relationship and I was really able to pour into where God was calling me in that time. So definitely do that. Write out a list of all of your dreams right now, things you love to do, what God's calling you to do, and go do it. Number 6, whatever kind of personal growth things you can do, reading personal growth books, just really becoming the best you can be with just you and Jesus, because that will help you so much when you finally get led into a relationship. For me, I feel like I had a little bit of that definitely before I met the person I'm dating now, and it just helped a lot to have that growth with Jesus in your singleness. And waiting is exciting. It can be exciting. Preparing for what God has for you can be so exciting. And I do want to encourage you and tell you that there's going to be days where you're very discouraged. There's going to be days where you're very excited and you see what God is doing. So just remain hopeful within that, knowing that God has a plan for you that is so, so great and greater than what you could possibly imagine. And that'll really help you through your seasons of waiting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it helped you guys. We can do a waiting series for sure. I think that would help you guys. It would have helped me if I had it back then. I watched and listened to so many podcasts about it back in the day. But I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Hopefully Friday. Bye.